Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears, live an awesome life. What would happen if you had no fears? What would you do? Right now, what would you do if you had no fear? Would you call up that girl you want to ask out? No, I'm not talking about me. Hey, was it Beth? No offense taken, girlfriend. You know this stuff doesn't bother me. Somebody's like, does she not want to be with somebody? She never talks about anybody else. 'Cause I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to help you, and that's my focus. But I am going to talk about something today, and that is the material world and abundance. Abundance is good because there is no reason for anybody to lack for anything ever. Why do you think that we have been told that it is bad to be abundant? Why do you think that is? You think the church maybe tells you that it's bad to be abundant, that rich people are bad, it's evil to have money, right? Because you're supposed to be giving money to the church. And you know, the last time I remember, I think the Pope probably thinks abundance is okay, because doesn't he have like 10 Cadillacs and all these jewels and stuff? Think about this, right? So this is the old structures that these are the old structures that we still have in place, and that our great-great-great-grandparents and great-great and then grandparents and parents, and it just keeps getting handed down. So it's like, well, my parents said that, or whatever. Well, where do you think they got it from? Right? It keeps getting handed down. It's silly. Which is why abundance is good. I ordered myself some really nice perfume, and girls and some guys. Are these like the most gorgeous shoes? Yeah, these came today. And I'm very excited. Why? The material world is gorgeous. It's part of our creation. Everything came from a thought, and then the action behind it that brought everything into manifestation. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying this material world. There's nothing wrong with having beautiful things and abundance and traveling and flying first class and having a beautiful home. It's nothing wrong with any of that. Abundance is good and everybody should have it. And when you give, everybody will have abundance, because if everybody's giving, then everybody has, is receiving. And when you give, you're receiving too. That is your message to the universe is, I have abundance, I give. And the universe says, yeah, you give. Ding dong. Hey, Joe Malone, perfume at the door, ready for you. By the way, this is really good. This is orange blossom. Lovely. I deserve it. I deserve to have nice things. But here is the critical key. The material things should be a bonus that you enjoy, not a requirement for you to be joyful. And this is where we get in trouble. We expect these things to make us happy. And expectations are not good. Why? Because you're always going to be disappointed. At some point, somebody's not going to do what you want them to, or be what you want them to be. You're not going to have what you want all the time, and that material world cannot satisfy you. When you look for it to make you happy or satisfy you, then it becomes an issue. Because it can't do that. No person, no job, no relationship. The person who made a comment about, wanted to know about my personal life, if I was single or not. My response to that is, there was a comment that I had asked her. I said, why did you phrase it that way? And I was not offended at all, my friend, at all. I was interested why she phrased it like, why is she alone? And the assumption is that's a bad thing because human beings constantly need to be and have other things to make them happy. Most people find it very difficult to be extremely happy when they're alone. They always need somebody to make them happy. Need. You need nothing. You have everything. You need to release it to be happy if you want to be happy. That's the need. Those are the needs that we're going to use. But you personally do not need anything. You don't need a relationship to make you happy. In fact, you'll have the perfect relationship when you are happy on your own. And then you're going to attract that perfect person because nobody wants to be around an insecure person that puts pressure on them to make them happy. Have you ever been with somebody like that? Make me happy. You aren't what you need to be what I want you to be. And then you get this. When are you going to do or be that? That's their ego. They need you to be certain things to be happy. Relationships can't survive that way. There's no giving, and true love is to allow somebody to be happy on their own and support that. And if you decide you can't be around that, whatever that is, you need to go seek whatever makes you happy. And there's no rules to this. I don't care what anybody else says. We're blowing the doors off of that crap of how you need to live. What, if how you have to be in the same relationship for the rest of your life. If you're miserable, our grandparents were like that, right? You didn't get divorced. So I want to ask you a question right now. Do you think like, oh, I can't waste money on stuff like that? Why? Live your life the way you want to. Our parents told us we have to save and do certain things. I invested, I do internet marketing. I knew I had to go back to school to learn the new technology that's out there that was going to allow me to be a business owner, because I was already a business owner. If you guys don't know my story, go on either of my websites, my .com or my .net. I was an investment banker for 25 years. Right? Had an amazing career, just struggled in and out of all the crap that goes along with that difficult career. Not what I wanted to do. And the world will tell you you have to stay in a certain job or you have to stay in a certain relationship. And that you have to save and do certain things, and we're miserable in that. And that it's silly to go buy a pair of pink glittery shoes with feathers on them. Or to go off and learn something new like I did. That created, I own my own investment banking business. But now I own an internet company that's automated, that's creating e-courses for you. I did something that a lot of people said, what is that? They have this attitude about internet marketing and all that online stuff. I don't care what other people think. I know what the value is. I paid money for that training. I got it. It has changed my life. I made my own decisions about how I want to live my life. And it's abundant. I travel wherever I want. In first class, if I want to fly first class, if I want to spend that money to sit up there and have a glass of wine and put my seat back and watch a movie with my legs out, I'll do it. And it's nobody's business. Nobody's business what you do and what you decide to do with your life, because it's not theirs, it's yours. They can do what they want with theirs. And if you're not doing certain things, you're not getting approval, who cares? You only get to be here once. Live an abundant life. Live an abundant life. But don't let it rule you. Don't let it control you. Use it. They're tools. Everything's a tool. What is this? Oh. This is heaven in a bottle. These are senses that we don't get to experience the same way over there. Over there it's magnified times, gazillion. This is so unique here. The smell of flowers. The feeling when you get dressed up on a really nice night and you go off to, a nice dinner with friends and you put on a beautiful pair of shoes. Or guys, when you get excited when you're taking your wife out for date night, or you're picking up a girl that you're excited to go out on a date with her. Go spend money on that restaurant. Go buy the best. And go enjoy it. A lot of people, they spend the money and they're going, oh, I shouldn't do this. If you're going to do that, don't buy it. Because then you're coming from the ego of what you should and shouldn't do. And I'm not telling you to be foolish with your money. But I'm going to tell you what, more entrepreneurs have been thought to be foolish. And they're laughing all the way to the bank. Not in a negative way, because they love what they're doing. They're going after and they're wealthy because they're passionate about what they're doing. They didn't let the money control them because they weren't going after that money to make them happy. The abundance was not what made them happy. It was the journey of what they were going after, the invention. For me, it's creating these platforms of changing people's lives. What I learned is allowing other people to change their lives, to get out of that matrix, to get out of that world I lived in. The financial industry was killing people. We actually knew people that got shot. Yeah, back in the day when they went in and used to shoot up brokers' offices. People having heart attacks and divorces and cheating because they're just unhappy and they're trying to find happiness someplace. And they live abundant lives. Everything was about the money and it wasn't making them happy. There's nothing wrong with abundance as long as it's not controlling you. And you know if it is or not. If you're unhappy and you think that that thing is going to make you happy and that's why you want it, you are in a bad, negative space. A negative space. I shouldn't say bad because there's no real bad or good. Everything's a learning experience. But you're in a negative, lower frequency. And it's not going to play out the same way. Work on this. Work on going to that higher frequency. And you won't need that much. You won't need 50 pairs of shoes. You'll just need one pair of pink ones. Well, and my tennis shoes. This is how life works. We don't need a lot of stuff to be happy. But it's okay to have the abundance and enjoy this world. And I went and got an interior design degree after I quit investment banking. And I learned the internet marketing. And then I wrote a book, and it's a movie. I go and I do and I create. I'm enjoying this material world for what it is. It's an expression of me. It's an expression of my creativity and my free will, what I'm allowed to do here. I won't get to do that when I transition because over there it's amazing. Here it's a challenge. When you've won a good body, you got to go and, lift weights and run, and it doesn't always feel good. That's that feeling of achievement. Of getting something beautiful here and creating. Go for that. Experience that. Don't let anybody tell you it's wrong. As long as that's not what's controlling you. And go on that journey. Go. Study for things. And for me, I had to get through some tough training to learn this internet stuff. You really have to know your stuff to do an internet business. It's a real business. I love it. I love it. I spent money for people who trained me to do that, and I loved spending that money because what they gave me was so amazing. I really enjoyed it, and it was a tool for me. Everything's a tool. These are tools for an experience, not to make me happy. It's part of what I'm creating. You are whole and perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That is from the Master Key System. It's healed many people. You're also abundant. You are love. You are light. You are perfection. Namaste.